Sentinels have mound control.
They do back away.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, okay, paranoia in his face there. Zekken lined it up. That was from dephh, yeah. So not able to see that, but a quick maneuver over now towards the B site. You can see the smokes drop down, laid down as that late lurk that might play importance as well later on. Fight to be taken, no one really clearing, but okay, but Zekken managing it. Not only that, getting two for his troubles. Zellsis pushing forwards past the smoke. Hitting this ground now with 30 seconds remaining.
The stun here is so good potentially.
Oh, wow, Johnny just takes up the straight up fight. Boombot heading towards him, gives him the timing that he knew to take.
There's
backs
20
away,
seconds.
20 seconds. What is the goal? Where do you want to land? Opening up the door, looks like potentially into the B site, but a little bit up still. Holding the angle, pixel perfect. That's what it is for Marved. Taking out one of the players. Flash to the side, going to be dodged and still holding that high ground position. Slide off angle, the jiggle removing from jakee. Aims to take the fight, but doesn't get rewarded. Still being taken. And it's all being watched for. Xeppaa, the phantom spam, but two players. Now we're entering a scenario where Cloud9 are on the weaker guns, they're on the weaker buy. And for any other team, you might start to talk about the storylines, the wider points. But with Cloud9, they are so damn successful. We're on these thrifty rounds.
It's just ridiculous.
An unbelievable level of consistency. And with those two opening picks they've already got, might look to put another one on the board. Why not? Rifles going their way. It's left down to just two, Sacy and Zekken. And what risks do you take? Pushing forwards here, Zekken doesn't want to try and take the timing. A ton of damage in the process, but he did find his placement there towards Waterfall. Deep in a tucked-in position, stuns, rattle across. Sacy, paranoia, he's blinded up. Nanoswarm at his feet as well. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and Cloud9 just... Important ultimate. It's going to be the one to note. Lockdown does clear all the way through. There's going to be no chance in hell that Cloud9 are able to break this one. You can see Xeppaa. He's holding an aggressive angle, but we'll have to respect this one eventually because there we go, finally coming through. Nade as well. So Flash is going to be one of the Nanoswarm. Zekken stood right in the fray of it. Chunked down to absolutely no help at all. Plan starts to go down. Where is the pit? Doesn't want to opt to use it. Still holding into the choke point, holding these angles. Gliding forwards. The Seekers, they're all blinded up. And they cannot stand a chance.
Everywhere they go, they're facing stuns or Nanoswarms.
If the end goal is beat, they'll have a hard time of it with all of the Killjoy utility, like you're saying, Josh, just lay it down. But it looks like the rest of Sentinels grouping up. Orb's going to fall now. It's the timing that Sentinels could take, and they're making a lot of noise in the process. Leaf at the back of the side, he's blinded, near-sided. Everybody vulnerable, but he just cannot quite land the shots. No kills to be claimed, yet Zellsis, he does respond. Backing him up, him and Runi in the crossfire setup is perfect.
Not ready yet.
The push and pull left the three players left standing. Smoke has to go up now, and the plant also needs to be at least situated. 11 seconds remaining. There's an opportunity for Cloud9 to take a fight, and they do just that. They knew the plant was going down, and it was going to be isolated into some of these fights. And how does this get taken? 2v4. It'd have to be heroics. It'd have to be massive, and it's just chewing up Sentinels every time they try and attack. And now it might be another thorn in their sides if they want to try and go for this one. Here's the util. Popped off. Delays, denies any of them from being able to move up and take that space. Paranoia, nade, clearing out to the middle section, but Leaf still off to the side here. There was that nade up towards his feet, but now he's being really pressured hard. The lockdown pushing him back, and it's a pivot, yet Runi, he holds his ground and holds it down. The convergence on his position, just into the connector. But still, they will not get any further into the B site, and the spike is in such an awful spot. 15 seconds left in a 2v4. Just got to save. Got to back away. Got to try and keep these rifles. Yet they can't afford to it. Fight's still being taken. They know where dephh is. His position's noted, and he is taken. So alerted now to the presence, and you might start to see those rotations coming through from Cloud9.
30 seconds left.
Job of Zellsis is just to try and hold on for as long as he possibly can, and it won't be for much long at all. Viper's Pit in the hands of Marved here. Can drop that one down and give some coverage to the rest of his team, but he is very low.
Yeah, he's only 20 health.
One shot will really bring down the entirety of this defense as they get into the post plan. Still, Cloud9 look to coalesce themselves now, pushing forwards into the pit. Dropping down, Zekken holding one angle for it. Moving though, vulnerable up, and well, right through the box. Cornered up angle, gliding. Marved. Decay down, has to back away. The pit will be falling in just a moment. Where's the rest of his team to help him out here? Spamming every single corner of it. Pit's going to be falling any moment now. Spraying through. Rain it down. pANcada just...
To be fair, was almost like for like in terms of the weaponry on board. And Marved has gotten off a very nice lurk here.
Yep. Deep through, but this wall's about to be dropping soon, and there's going to be 3 players meeting one of them. There we go. pANcada does not anticipate it. Looking towards the top of the staircase.
Oh, but Marved knows that they're all retreating.
But it's about this fight, and Leaf is so damn aware.
That's ridiculous.
The way he peeks that angle, the way he takes that fight.
I can't believe that.
Fully favored.
I'm amazed that he thinks Marved could be in that spot. But it is Marved. And now in the 2v5, it is very sad signs for Sentinels.
10 seconds left.
Remember, Cloud9 have dominated every other North American team that we've got. Sentinels, sure, Sacy and pANcada are on the squad, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to save them here. The Trailblazer comes towards B. Marv picks up another orb. He's looking for that pit to come online. And here comes runi. The time is low enough now that he just feels happy committing it.
And this is an absolute chokehold. All on the defensive side. Doors rotating, but they're being funneled right into the B site. Zellsis perfectly willing to let them in here. Confidence in their retakes for the rest of his team, because the position's noted. Look at this from Leaf as well, flanking all the way through main. The extra element, but with a Viper Pit in play now, this is where things do get a little bit more tricky. Kill found as well towards heaven. That's pANcada winning his fight, but Marv low enough that a single bullet again will bring him down. As soon as he's down, and yep, dealt with, so does the pit. Flash, not finding anything. Fight to be taken, swinging all the way through. Sacy does well to get 2, but left up to pANcada. Tap, down to the one-on-one, sticking it through runi. Smoke covering him all the way. Pro's not faking into slightest, and that's 9-3. Lotus so far proving to be very attacker-sided. Alarm bot's broken, it was spotted out. Orb into the side, pANcada. Back of his mind, holding his ground here, but potential was there for a little peek, but now the angles are watched for. Nana Swarm's dropped down, and his post plant set up by Cloud9 is so damn good. Already putting the pressure and the heat turned up. Off to the side, smoking away. Leaf doesn't overstep his boundaries. He backs away almost immediately. He's done his job with the kill found. Nade as well, going to be clearing him out all the way, but look at how fast he's ducking, weaving, bobbing, juking his way past all this utility up close into the smoke. pANcada wins his one. Still the trade is there, sticking it. Not to halfway though. Have to get off of it now. Position's noted for runi. Do they have the util to really deny this one? I believe the nanoswarm's cleared. Right clicks down. It's up to zekken. A tap onto it. Was hoping for a wider swing, but no one's giving him any ground or space whatsoever. Given the changes they ended up making back and forth, obviously. I'm going to bring in runi and Jake with not much experience at all, but they've shored up those defensives. Still, fast play. Pushing deep into C. pANcada, let's get the first kill, but backing away now on a bit of a spam angle. It's no Odin in the hands of Marv. He's waiting for this plan to come down in a common enough position, but Cloud9, look at that discipline. Again, they waste it out. They don't rush into things. They get the first pick, but they're perfectly happy to slow this down and wait for the cooldowns once more. Orb coming up. Swing from Jake as well. Takes the fight, but there's a trade almost immediately there, yet still. Backup finally arriving with the gun advantage that they've got in their hands. Flash pressure. Take control of that extremity, but you got to contain over towards C now with that first kill. There's no time wasted. Popping all the way through. Kind of holding very far back as well. Has one nano swarm in a common plant position, so that's going to be buying a bit of time, but it's still planted a little bit further back. Doesn't catch all of it.
Planted.
Still not a bad plant spot though. They can play the post-plant lineups from a long way away.
Seekers though to try and re-clear this one. Dog broken. In but a moment here, second round the back. Leaf doesn't have the crosshair placement. So fight one. Clearing up some of the nano swarms, but one popped off, and this post plant can still be played from the top of the mountain position. How do you win this one? dephh smoking it off still. Seeing it now, the Viper Orb, as well as that, a bit of spam at battle back and forth, and I hate it when the rounds come down to this, because it really does feel like a coin flip at best, but time is running so damn short. Crosshair placement was good. Spike ticking down, though, himself on that 12th round, on that map point. Come down to this. Big clash now over towards the A side. Nade around the back, Paranoia as well, moving backwards and forwards. Leaf still claiming 2 off to the side. dephh still on a high ground position. He's only going to get 2 before eventually brought down.
And there's the advantage that Sentinels could just never find on their attack half. the brawl that happens, usually favoring the attackers. Marv forced to make a play with a player disadvantage.
Yep, drops
You
down.
should run.
He's noted. They're going to be able to hear that one. Lockdown in play as well. And now there has to be an increase of the tempo. The pace brought up a tad, but no, respect to be shown. Backing away from the ultimate, you're going to get detained by pANcada. Oh no. And now that spike timer ticking away. It's agony. It's going to be brutal. And what much more can you do? The post plant setup, playing safe all the way back. Spam angles with the Odins. They know exactly where to aim for here. Fight has to be taken, not winnable. Here we see it, contacting up. Fight's going to be taken very early on, and well, player quality might be matched pound for pound, but the coordination of Cloud9 is just that much better.
I have to fight.
So effective. Can zekken and pANcada do anything here to pull this back? A 2v5. pANcada's trying not to get into the turret sight line because he's got a lot of space. He's just trying to hold it and wait for zekken. Now zekken comes along, he breaks the turret, sets up his own. They're going to try to get a plant down.
It's done. Push them back and away. Cloud9. They don't flood in entirely. They just break the util and push back that to buy time for the rest of their team now. Start to get into position. Spike going to be planted. An opportunity granted, but with the smoke cutting off one of those angles towards halls.
Nobody peeking
so
together.
hard. Yeah,
perfectly disciplined.
pANcada. He's holding, playing a fight. Might be taken though. Here towards the door. Boombot opening up wide. Sacy does hold down the one angle. Still Leaf wants to really take the fight to them. Another deep flash with the stinger. Not really too favored in a long-range engagement. Yet Xeppaa, he picks up the pieces towards the end. All that damage done. Flash as well. Aftershock. Pushing them back, but guess what? Jake on the flank. Deph's slight adjustment to the movement there. Over a strike. As Jake thought he was going to be pushed and punished there. Pushed back. Marv does clean up that one kill still. Whoa! My goodness, meeting him face and face.
The delivery driver just came generator, a spot where he can still provide utility for his team, whilst potentially cutting this off.
No way. No way. He's just spamming down on the angle. I mean, the Trace has given away his position. It's the 1-for-1. Plant now starting to go down. Any sort of disruption? Not quite. Players aren't quite in position. Now the Seekers are trying to push them back here. Jake needs to stay alive. Nade rebounded. 10 health. Doesn't rebound deep enough. He's still alive. Stimmy now. Dropped. And another nade as well to push back that angle. zekken can't take the fight, can't afford to do it. Now the showstopper, unleashed, doubled up, taking the fights, dropped down into the choke. Marved to line up across the map, but he's the last one left. He's got to try and deny this long enough, and it's already half. Spraying, beaming, drops him, but it is half on the defuse already, and he needs to stay alive for any chance of winning this round. Smoke in his face, 7 HP, drop down, jumping around the corner. They're just aware that there's not going to be too much resistance. Still, now the Rolling Thunder. This is where the ults might come into play. Showstopper as well, but, well, pANcada, he's been dealt with. And that's got to be a hard read. You've got to know that he was probably alone in that position. There wasn't a follow-up. And all that space being vacuumed up, taken. In the blink of an eye, 3 of the players moving forwards now. Flash as well, Satchel, deeper. Taking the angles, taking the fight. Sen have to take some risks and have to take some fights, and they will indeed. Orbital strike. Splits it up. But yes, still not winning the fights here. Smoked off now. Down to just 2 players left standing, and Deph needs to be the difference maker because inside the smoke, Marv, a timing.
Oh my god, what a contact.
Just going to contact into each other again, and yeah, Runi was holding the stun for the fault line. Just a 1-for-1 though. It's traded.
So this is very different. Now Sentinels actually have some space, some room to work with.
That's a good prowler as well, actually, as Jake was trying to do. What? Runi? He just swings main.
That's crazy. They didn't expect him to be there. They thought he'd be playing Jenny again.
That was out his teammate. And oh my goodness, all the space as well. That was a deep push through A main while all that was happening. No stone unturned. pANcada, 45 health. Maybe he can salvage it. A bit of indication. He's found the first 2, but the job's not finished. Spike, really unfavorable. Just under a minute left to work with. Has the lockdown, but does he choose to invest it? Might just opt into taking the fights, but he knows he's got to be going up against at least a decent crossfire setup. It's a 3-2-1 and a swing from that. Cloud9.
It's not a heartbreaking overtime loss. The players are just like, okay, we got outplayed. Leafs picked up an operator and dropped a rifle for himself.
That's an orbital strike he's holding. Where's he using that for?
I mean, who knows? I think it's probably off the turret contact. I think they're going to melt pANcada.
This is so bizarre. Where is this going to be going?
pANcada's going to get turned into soup, mate. Look at this.
Is it really off the target? I mean, meanwhile, while this is happening, by the way, Leaf is just alone, taking luxuries around the map. He had an operator, of course. He's built up the bank enough that he can afford it. Got a rifle pushing out. There it is. Turret contact, orbital strike. pANcada doesn't stand a chance. Melted into nothing, evaporated, whatever you want to call it.
God. I mean, the fact that, listen, if I'm Cloud9, I'm not even showing that setup in this game because you don't have to.
No.
But they're flexing on him at this point.
Yeah.
They could be running the same stuff and still creaming Sentinels, and they're pulling out new things. It's quite nice for us as fans because you get to see the depth of it, right?
Yeah, the desk has got a lot to pull from.
Left.
Yeah. But
although if it is a 12-0, I mean, I'll be feeling sorry for them. They'll be doing a halftime straight into a post-match, so...
But this is...
Keep it simple now. You've got a lockdown. Straight for the B push, but there we go. Stun supplemented. There's going to be double satchel. And it is dealt with, but trying to see that squeeze now from the backside of things. Marved. Okay, no. I mean, wow.
Ridiculous!
Marv tries to get back onto the line when he hears them retreating. It's a noise bait. Leaf was holding for the repush.
That is ridiculous, the way that Cloud9 just recognize the threat that's there. I know that they flash through, so they know there's somebody in that area, but recognizing that it's a stack, they're just reading the game so well. Absolutely downloaded Sen. How have they anti-stratted a team that doesn't have strats themselves that much?
Yeah, I don't know. The layers aren't there, but...
No, but I'm serious. Like, this
crazy.
Sentinels team is talking about pugging it. That means that you don't have really strict protocols and strats to read into. They obviously have, like, bare bones ideas that they're going off and really smart players that are putting stuff together, but normally the more structured a team is, the more you can anticipate their reactions to everything. And yet, Cloud9 are reading every decision.
Interesting lockdown.
They found the lurker.
Yeah, I mean, Jake this entire time was jiggling that angle, just anticipating it. And as they vacate the premises, with the lockdown going down, it's a swing. And so...
Oh, no, that's the horn.
Oh, it's a horn. Okay, just to try and spot it.
It's supposed to land on the top of the building.
Will it matter, though? Because Jules being taken, fights being won. For Cloud9 yet again. Death, 4 HP in a dream, just lets loose the Rolling Thunder. Pushes them away, lockdown as well, and it feels like at this point there's no semblance of an idea of how they're using these ults.
Well, they have actually gotten a lot of space in order to plant the spike, so I think that ult combo is pretty fine, but you have to hold off Xeppaa. He's coming around behind with a showstopper, and this is going to be able to make so much space. pANcada's holding it with an op. He's got to hit this shot. He's got to.
And he does indeed. Straight to the brain. Picks up the rifle. Now to try and contain. Here we can see the flood. Attempt by Cloud9, pushing forward. Sacy with the first fight taken. A quick reset. Dumping his util into halls to try and fake like they're going towards A, but no one on Cloud9 is budging. Showstopper to the side. Zekken. I mean, he's looking for something there towards Canteen, expecting a player to be holding. No one's looking to the side. Sacy, he does return the fire. Brings it down. Runi still alive. Body blocked for about a moment. Operator in the hands of Xeppaa. It makes the retake a little bit awkward. Zellsis swinging wide. He's brought down 3-on-3. Spike's still not planted, though. And time is running short. No attempt to be made. Flick to the side, though. An adjustment from Xeppaa. His target is found. And the play is weak enough here with Sacy and Death. Got to play together. Got to play well. Nade pushing them back. Satchel as well in case someone's close. They are just converging. It's a pincer play as well. Through main together, taking it in clean fashion. Couldn't quite grasp that 13-0, but maybe they can make it 13-1.
Little trap play here. Looks very good. Fault line off contact.
This could boom them.
Wait, who's holding contact, though?
Where? Surely off the orb here. You let loose the stun. Yes, you do. Players letting rip here. Tapping a ghost. Maybe you can find the target. Sacy! Damage is done. But Jake survives. Still in the fight with 16 health. Boombot spotted. They do spot out Leaf's position. Spike, though, still in the hands of a few of them, so they're going to start rummaging and running all the way through into the other section of the site. There will be a player to meet them. It's Death, but he is low on 10 health. Dropping down now. It's going to be known what sort of timing gets taken moving forwards. Fight, swarming the position, straight onto it. Runi left alive, but there we go. And he's got a Seekers online, so just seeing it just from that prior round into the the Thrifty.
The flank, though, comes through a tree. They're
And
behind them
more fight
already.
to be taken. Yep, Zekken and Sacy together, working in tandem, making sure that they can push them all the way through and back and away, winning out these fights. And the anchor position, pANcada, he does get his one, but eventually traded out, rejoining.
So that's a very good adaptation from Sentinels, and it really punishes that slower style as Cloud9 are picking up the orbs. Well done by them.
No, Jake. They know exactly where he's sitting. At least roughly his position towards arcade here. There's not too much you can do when there's a smoke in your face. 30 seconds left as well. Just got to wait for them to dissipate, and one player takes contact. I love the movement there to isolate one. 11 rounds for Cloud9. They only need 2 to try and finish this series out, and with how dangerous they've been. Spoken over and over again about the eco round win rates. What is it, in the high 30%?
32.
32%. About double what other teams are being able to put out. There's a nice little seize into the aftershock.
Great combo.
Nade as well, but the plant still goes down, sacrificing a life for that one. And that means that Cloud9 can play this post plant. And the washball. Good clearance there from pANcada, aware.
Out of charges.
Now playing through into the main. Orbital strike, working forwards. That's a very important kill to find. Runi does trade it out with Zekken falling, but it removes the orbital strike to delay this one. But Runi's earned his rolling thunder. Skips his way across. Player stunned up, doubling up. Still Zellsis alive. And does he have the util? Does he have the time? No one's got to really stick this now to try and hold this Marved onto the angle. Needs to win this fight out. Having a defuse. No way. Taken out. And has enough been done? Is it being brought away?
Holding hands up towards Dish. That does get Cloud9, sorry, does get Sentinels a lot of good info.
They're not going to be in position though to deny this plant. At least for the moment here. Now starting to flood into the position. They can hear that plant as well being triggered, but the longer they take with this, the worse it's going to get. Nightfall, is there an attempt to flood in? Catches, decayed down. Xeppaa, he's so damn low, but no kill in sight. Lockdown's going to be used now, pushing them all away. Time being bought. I mean, Leaf was on the ropes there, trying to catch a reflank as well. This is still dangerous, though. Cloud9, they've got that orbital strike in the back pocket. I was talking about it earlier and prior. Have to use their util now to clear them out. The molly, though. Time's being bought. The spike's going to start ticking. Lockdown used. And which one do you prioritize? Which one do you break? Onto the ult. That's where they choose to use it. Denies it. Is there going to be half onto this one? It's getting messy, it's getting scrappy, it's getting chaotic. Death pushes forward, so the lockdown, having a defuse, and again, Marv looks down the angle, shuts it down. They get scrappy, and pANcada's really starting to get pressured. Rolling thunder to relieve some of it. It's coming out on the defensive side. Showstopper from Xeppaa lets this one rip, and they really want to try and take this tower control. You can see all of this util being expended. Wow, 0 damage. That's a bit crazy. Flash as well to push forward. pANcada, he maintains his hold onto that one area of the map. The rest of Sentinels as well. We've got all that space, but there is an adaptation here. The pivot from Cloud9. They're quick to take up the space into A-hole. Spike also now starting to make its way over there. But Sentinels, the way this map plays out on Fracture, they get the fast rotates through spawn.
And they've got the read. Zekken still has nade here to deny. They have seized nade, in fact, if they wanted to go for it.
Fault line. Buy some time. Common angle, close angle. Prowler doesn't spot it. Fight taken straight to him, and a reload's been gone off here. There was no trade from Sacy because he was holding his utility.
What a perfect play by Leaf as well, reading the fact that he would catch both players with util in their hands.
And it's falling apart ever so slightly. 3 versus 3. Still that extra element here. Has to be a clearance. Mark turning, twisting this way, that way. And Cloud9 is so good at this. They pick and choose their timings immaculately. Flash around the side. Leaf wins his fight. It's down to pANcada, and he's so low. 42 health. And they just take
But he's anchoring in tower. No, he's not. He's going crazy deep in the spawn.
I mean, there was a stun off of that, a haunt as well on the other side, anticipating that it was going to be, you know, of course, a player maybe just anchoring off to the side. That rocket sailed all the way through to the other side of things, and pANcada, well, with him gone, none of that util to push them back. It's a 4v5.
Right here.
And Cloud9 are now getting set up for the slam dunk.
That's such a rough peak by pANcada, man. Cloud9's
late.
most usual response is going to be a tree push, and he was baited by the fact that it didn't come quickly.
And Sentinels are going to get tested here. There's a rolling thunder to deny. Time is not a luxury that they have. They have to play this fast. The timing to be taken here. Zekken on the ropes, though. He made a bit of noise, but it wasn't heard in the smoke. Xeppaa moving around, pushing forwards. It's a wider swing, but he's low enough that a bit of damage will do it. But still, they need to get on this, and they need to force out that ult. Rolling thunder still waiting. Finally now, denying it. Molly on top of it as well. Time running short, moving forwards. Kills found, kills claimed. And Sentinels might still have a chance. Aftershock though. Marv's got to stick this to half, and this could be a brutal way to end it. Leaf taking the space, moving forwards and beaming and through 13 to 6.